Hello teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. Chantal has done a move and she's put out a little video letting us go on a tour of her new place. So very exciting stuff, and I thought we would take a look at it together. It's actually 8 minutes long, so I think we might just do this as a full react. Chantal also had a couple of things to say to me about the fact that she moved in with her marriage license, and I won't spend a lot of time on that, but I'll address it after we've looked, okay? So let's go take a tour.
Hey guys, so this little snippet of our old place is the last you're going to be seeing of it because we are getting ready to move into our new beachside condo here in Kuwait. Yalla, let's go check it out.
Let's do it. Cool. So notice that she's got no problem with her elevators now that, you know, she's with him.
Hi baby.
Welcome to our new apartment.
Yalla.
There's a doorbell.
Jesus! Oh! So, full disclosure, I watch this sometimes when I'm just in a rush and in the morning I don't really want to get into her stuff. I'll just hover over the video because I've got the subtitles that automatically come up. I'll get the gist of it while I'm drinking my morning coffee or whatever, but I won't go full into let's listen to this video. So I haven't heard that sound before. That is a screech. I was prepared to say a lot of nice things about this apartment, but I don't think I could handle that noise when people wanted to come around.
Oops. Bismillah. Okay, babe, come on in.
Wow.
Alright guys, for real. This is so much nicer than their old place. Come on now. Like, credit where it is due. That's a lovely set of windows. The space, it's not going to be massively large because apartments aren't, but it's a nice regular shape. It's not weird and crooked, and you can actually put like a nice set of furniture in there. You can delineate the space with different furnishings and things. You've got separate sections. She might have like a little dining area by the window, then she can have her own little seating area with the TV or whatever. So you can do so much with that space, and it's so much nicer than our old one. It looks like it's been, if not recently renovated, certainly freshened up.
Surprise.
Something in that window is giving away where she is. Is it a supermarket? Is it another apartment building? But she blurs it every time. So how long until she forgets to blur it? You tell me.
Wow. Beach view. We can cross the road and go to the beach.
There's a car park and there's a big old coach there, so there must be something people visit there.
In the ocean. Take a look, baby.
Wow. This is our view from our living room.
Again, the view is actually not too bad. Like I say, there's quite a lot of car parking and stuff, but the ocean looks very pretty, and she went from basically windowless. So, upgrades all around. A little bit noisy though.
The other one.
You can smell the sea air coming in.
You'll also smell anything else. Is that no
Nice.
bug screen? He just put his hand on there. There's no bug screen on those. Is that not something that's quite common in Kuwait? It's always been common where I've been. I had them in Saudi and I have them here. God, I have them here. We have so many mosquitoes out at the moment with the season change. She's going to have a little bit of trouble without the bug screens, I think. A lot of stuff's going to fly in. I mean, I say that with the hope that she'd keep the window open at some point, which is perhaps naive of me.
Cool, eh?
Cool, yeah. This is the lighting in the living room, the flooring.
Actually, it's so big enough. And a nice finishing.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. I mean, I can't stand the guy, but he's not wrong. Like, they've done it fairly clean, very easy to use. Like, there's a lot of potential in this apartment. Well, I've just said that and then I've remembered how she decorated the luxury villa in Canada. For anyone who had a sense of style, there'd be a lot of potential in this apartment. For real though, oh, I want to sit here and like go searching like small room decoration. She's got a blue couch, but she could do a lot with the space. So she could still work with it because it's unfurnished, so they're bringing all their stuff.
Okay, so let's continue to the hallway, going for our master room. Let's go.
Let there be light. Here's our master.
This is the bedroom, yeah?
So our bedroom has another sea view.
Another opportunity for you to dox yourself with whatever you're blurring out. No, that is nice. I like the view of that.
And windows that open.
No, we don't.
Has to level demonstrate.
We really don't need the demonstration. We understand what open means.
Oh, wow. That's gonna be so nice in the morning, huh?
I love that the moment he opened them was just as whatever van it was beeping out backwards. No, it's soothing.
Baby?
Yeah. Imagine when you wake up
Gorgeous.
directly on the ocean view.
Yes.
There it goes again.
That would be amazing.
I'm being harsh.
And this
It
is
looks
with the
like a
lights
nice
on?
place.
Let's see the bottom of the master room.
Hi. So we have 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms in this place.
So you can live entirely separate lives, you say. I'm being mean. The bathroom is fairly small, but looks way more functional than the one she had. Look, she's upgraded to a bathtub to stand in. That's something. Although I think she has a shower in the other one that she's more likely to use.
Toilet with a bidet and a bathtub.
Hi, baby.
They've really got nothing to talk about, have they?
I love when we have our own bathroom in our room.
I love the bathtub with bubbles.
Yes, we'll be going to Lush for some bubble bath.
And I did not need that mental image, and I very much doubt you will be. But you've got the opportunity, and that's what counts.
So let's see the kitchen.
Yalla.
3, 2, 1.
She's got an actual room. Okay, before we show this kitchen, I did actually mean to pause that a little bit later. Sorry. The enclosed kitchen, I know is getting less and less usual in the West. I had one in Saudi that I'm pretty sure was just cut out of the corner of my living room when it was built. I'm pretty sure. But this one strikes me as a little bit weird. When you come in, like it's new and it's freshly done and it's way nicer than what she had. Like no shade on it at all. But when you come in, it's got one of those weird little side windows, and then the cabinet is right up against it when I feel like, let me show it to you, sorry. Here.
A huge kitchen. Big.
Okay, it's a separate room. I wouldn't call it huge, particularly when exactly where Salah is right now, they're going to need to put the refrigerator in, and their refrigerator is quite big. Again, way better than the hallway, so I'm not knocking it, but it makes me wonder, having the, I want to say vent, it's not a vent, the drain. Having the drain in the floor is completely normal. I have one in my kitchen right here as well, yeah? But what strikes me as a bit odd is where they've chosen to put the cabinet is right up against the window, so it's blocking both the vent and the window light. And they've obviously got a place where you can put water because they've got the tap there. So why would you not? There's a place to plumb in a washing machine on the other side they're going to show in a minute. Why would you not put the cabinets and things on the other side for the wall, leave the, like switch the water, I don't even know what they are called. I was like, water fastener, water port. They are not real things. Water outlet, like whatever my brain is trying to say there. Fixtures, switch them over because you've clearly got the ability to run water from both of them, and then have the washing machine under where the window is and have it not blocked. Like, that makes way more sense to me. I don't know why they would have done that. And which made me think, before I had seen it the first time, I was like, maybe this didn't used to be a kitchen. Maybe they converted the apartment into a 2-bed, 2-bath. And to do it, they messed around with the internals a little bit. I'm not sure. Internals. Interiors? Oh, I swear to God. Okay. The longer I am abroad, I don't make other people's English better. They make mine worse.
Kitchen.
With too many cabinets.
We can put everything in here.
You see what I mean though? Like, it's not a wide room and it doesn't need to be, but it doesn't make sense to have the cabinets there and not switch things over, I guess. Unless it was maybe intended as something else.
Nice.
Also, there's a water point here if you want to install the filter, you know?
Nice.
We're gonna bring a filter here.
Yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Washer dryer will go here.
Yeah, washer and dryer.
So why would it not be the other side? I'm guessing they just didn't want to do the work of digging it out the wall and changing it over when it's like, we don't care about the layout, we're not living there.
The cooking range will be here, the fridge here.
Okay.
Oh, they've got to put the cooker in as well. Stupid me. I was thinking the cooker was going into the space that I've just discussed the washer going into. I was double using that space. Yeah, so you're not going to end up with a huge amount of space in the middle. And depending on how wide that is, because I can't really tell when they're walking in and out, then you might end up having the side of the fridge kind of abutting towards the door, and that's going to make it feel like it's enclosing more. You've got the water heater up there, you can see behind him. I don't know. Anyway, it's just speculating and thinking what I would do in such a place. So, you know, it don't mind me, but it's not necessarily my first choice of layout for the kitchen, but I like the other rooms, very nice.
Okay.
Good oranges.
Yeah, we'll do it after.
Yeah, the window with the fan.
I'm
Nice.
waiting for that after. Come on, I love the stuff.
It's for cooking.
Okay. So we continue for the other bathroom and bedroom.
See.
Here's the second bathroom.
I was going to say, is the bathroom next to the kitchen, did they split it up differently than it was? But actually, I think they've gone over the hallway there.
Nice. Has a separate shower.
Yeah.
I feel like this will end up being Foodie's. One, because he's massively too tall for that, and two, because she can just step in.
You're gonna have to duck to go inside.
Yeah, it's too good.
Yeah. You're too tall for it, baby. Don't hit your head.
He's not going to be using that.
Okay. It's very cool, huh?
Very cool.
And last but not least,
Wow.
with a big window, but this one is not on the sea view.
Yeah, it's on the street.
Yeah, on this.
See, no bug screens again. That would drive me crazy. I hate bugs. Having a second bedroom is so useful. Like, I turned this one into like a filming space. Like, it's gonna be so nice for her, and just to be able to get all the stuff out of the way of the main room, like like she's gonna do any of this, all of her crap will be everywhere. We've seen how she treats places. But I've always had 1 bedroom apartments, so having 2 has just been so lovely.
The lighting. But we plan on making this room a content room. Like a spare room for us to put things in, film.
Exactly, yeah. For mukbang, for a gaming section.
Perfect. And the light will come in natural light. Nice.
Good.
I love how anytime they're on camera together, they just got nothing to say to each other. Just nothing at all. They're just like, thumbs up. Like, it's a nice place. You'd think they'd be excited to be like moving in together and like the gaming room for him and her mukbang space, which I guess just means she's going to set a table up in there. But like, you could do lovely things with this apartment. Some people hate moving. Yeah, they hate it. It's my favorite part. Like, the actual physical journey is always tiring. But moving into a new apartment and being able to decorate and stuff is my favorite part of changing jobs. It really is. It's always an exciting time.
And that's it. It's a new apartment for us.
I cannot wait. We're moving today.
And here in Condo.
Thank you for that. So now we've seen all the fuses.
And it's central air based, so this is the thermostat for the central air.
Yeah. We keep it now for 17. Okay, on 17.
Nice.
Jesus, 17. Why not just stick yourself in the freezer? My God, 17.
There's also something called intercom, like someone can call from the basement down, for example, like the building keeper or anyone. Maybe restaurant, also maybe delivery, anyone. You can use this one. Call us from down.
Does Salah think we don't know what an intercom is? Or does he think that Foodie doesn't know what an intercom is? I don't know which one of those two I find more amusing, to be honest. Also, great when people don't know you're in there. You're going to go hide in the other room. We are going to talk about the whole marriage certificate thing in a minute, but, you know, explain it to Foodie like she's 5.
Regarding for the flat number, doing a second.
Oh, okay.
Slightly quick phone, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe Foodie really didn't know.
The ocean view.
It's so nice, really. And it's so quiet up here.
Until you open the window.
Howie? What are you doing, Howie?
Just trying to keep away from you, dude.
What are you doing? That was some excitement for you, wasn't it? Huh?
What, the thrill of potentially escaping while you move apartments? I mean, there's no real other place. I was about to say, I love that they put them straight in the kitchen, straight where you wouldn't want an animal. But I suppose you've got literally no other furniture in there just yet.
I'm just putting you here for now, Howie. Just for now. Found you a nice spot.
I was about to say, she's going to need some more surfaces to cut and prepare food on, but then she doesn't have them now and she doesn't cook. What am I saying?
Yes.
I just noticed these little hangers for towels. Pretty cute. Are those maple leaves?
Yeah, probably bought from the Real store or Dinar store by the previous tenant. It's the kind of thing people leave up.
Alright, so this is our first meal in our new home together. We are still unpacking, very tired, but we will feast now, regain some energy. It's been a while since we've eaten.
Not a shock, but...
And we'll have an apartment update for you guys soon. So thank you for watching this exciting moment for us, and we'll see you next time.
You are entirely welcome, and I was actually interested in that content, so good job. So the new place, full of potential, looks lovely. I'm excited to see how Foodie ruins it now, but genuinely way better than where she was. Like, that was a nice apartment and I would live in it. Now, it does seem a little bit odd that she has moved again, because bear in mind, she mentioned potentially doing it when they thought they were going to need more space because she was going to bring Sam over, and there just wasn't enough space in the old place to add another animal. I mean, they wouldn't have even had a place to put the cat litter. There was literally nowhere. Their bathroom was completely open. It was like a wet room with all the electricals. They couldn't put the cat litter in there as well. It gets soaked. But then she changed her mind on Sam and bringing the cat back and all of that, because if I know I haven't been here for a bit, but the community post where she was like, I'm going back to Canada, 20 minutes later, just kidding, I'm not. But Foodie did mention as proof, again, I'm not sure that word means what you think it means, but proof that they were legally married by saying, well, you have to be married to move in together. And you're absolutely right. You do have to be married to move in together and live legally in Kuwait. You have to be. But bear in mind, miss, there are ways around the law. I wouldn't take that as solid proof that you are I take that as solid proof as you are doing something so goddamn shady. And I'm not entirely sure what it is, but you can't sit there and tell me there are loopholes and then pretend like moving into an apartment would be an insurmountable hill. Let's consider for a second where she's lived prior to this. So Salah had his own place before. Do you seriously think he spoke to his landlord and said, oh, I'm moving a woman in? Do you think? Because if you think, I've got a bridge to sell you. So they were living there illegally and they managed it. They also moved incredibly suddenly. And they said it was because they were worried about Allah causing them trouble, remember? But let's ask, what trouble could Allah have caused Salah, sorry, their names are so similar, physically? Couldn't have beaten him up, come on now. So the trouble they were worried about was legal. And it was legal because they weren't there legally, which I'm guessing is one of the reasons they left that apartment so quickly. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, and this I might not be remembering correctly, but I think I am, didn't they move into the second apartment when she was there the first time? Because they moved, she went back to Canada, and then he made improvements to the apartment while she was away, right? So they didn't seem to be planning on moving at that point either. He was changing the carpet around, which might have been because she admitted to spilling coals on it, so maybe they were trying to hide some of the damage or what have you. But they seemed to be settled in there. Whatever we thought of the place, they were saying, no, it's more than enough space. Yes, it's small, but it suits our needs. It's okay. It was probably clearly cheaper than the place they're in now. Now, there are a few ways they could have potentially gone about this, because I tried to look into this because it is the law, and it makes no sense that she would be flouting the Lord, but then a lot of things she does makes no sense. And remember, Foodie is the woman without consequence. Consequences do not happen to her. So does it surprise me that she thinks she can get away with it, or that she's buried her head in the sand so she doesn't have to know or doesn't understand what she thinks she knows, and therefore doesn't sit in worry of it every day the way she probably should? No, that does not surprise me. So I looked on like expat forums and things like that, where people have asked the question, hey, I've got a girlfriend, hey, we're together, we're not married, can we live together? The official answer is no, but posts even going back as far as 10 years, there were posts saying, hey, is she white? They'll probably look the other way, but don't get her pregnant, because if you get pregnant out of wedlock here, you get arrested and deported. Like, there's a certain amount of leeway depending, but only so much, you know? But if you get somebody you know, Salah goes over, says, I want to rent this place, I'll pay cash, I'll pay whatever, and they rent it, and no one asks too many questions. We don't know what official contract they have with the landlord. We know they moved out of the second place really quickly. So if it was on a month-to-month basis, which I don't know if it was, but they certainly haven't been in there for a year, or even I don't think a full 6 months, have they? How long has it been actually? I'm not too sure about that. But they don't seem to have been there for an increment of time that would fit a standard contract by any means. In which case, Salah could have rented it and just not told them, which might explain A, why Foodie doesn't go out very much, and B, why she had a privacy curtain in her own house so she could hide from visitors. The neighbours would have no reason to think anything wrong with it because she's wearing a wedding ring and calling him her husband all the time, so they're not going to get involved. And when she brought up, oh, well, you have to show the marriage certificate, it seemed like it was new information. Because had she been at all involved with the renting of the not first place, second place, the place she's just left now, she would already have known that, and she would already have used it as her proof when this conversation first opened. She didn't, because I'm guessing she didn't know until now. So if forced to guess, I would say either they know somebody who's renting the place who's willing to look the other way, or just put Salah's name on. If they've got a proper contract or not, I don't know. There's lots of ways people get around things. Like, there are illegal immigrants in every single country, and everyone needs a place to live, you know? Like, yes, of course, people live on the streets, but remember, Foodie says people don't live on the streets in Kuwait. So clearly there are ways and means that people employ. And if they've already managed to secure 2 apartments so far in a very short space of time, both of which they've left quickly, then I can't imagine there would be no way for them to secure a third. But how quickly they are leaving the apartments is a little bit suspicious. Because remember, if anyone does start kicking up a fuss, they do have that card to play in terms of just reporting her. So it could be that the idea of bringing Sam got her onto the idea of needing more space, which got her on into the basic impulse buy of, hey, let's get a bigger apartment. She's been getting a lot of shit from people about where she lives, and she doesn't do well with online criticism. I could totally see her doing it just to spite everybody. It could be that they were having to find a new place because they were having to leave quickly again, which would not be out of line with what they've already done once. But it seems very strange that she would be on her third apartment. But the thing for me, and the reason I don't find this to be a compelling argument, is because nothing that I've mentioned before now has changed. Nothing about the timeline has changed. Nothing about the visa rules have changed. Nothing about how she has discussed the process she went through, with the lack of the civil ID, with the lack of the health checks, all the stuff we discussed in the last couple of videos, and all the stuff I've discussed and brought up laws and receipts for until now. All of that is still true. So if this is the one thing you can hold up as, well, I'd have to be married to do this, when all of the other stuff we've discussed still doesn't make sense, that just tells me whatever you're doing here is not right. Because at this point, even if she came up with a marriage certificate, she's completely right. I wouldn't believe it, because she's been so evasive about it for no real reason that my only choice is to believe there's a reason she's been evasive about it, which is that the simple explanation of what I've looked at is true and she's lying is the facts. But at this point, I would be willing to consider a story with details that made sense and didn't change. I just want something believable at this point, but she can't even provide that. And the more she talks about any of it, the less it all makes sense. So I need to do this in order to be in an apartment. Well, you needed to do a lot of things in order to be doing what you're doing, and none of them seem to add up. I just want all of these pieces of this particular jigsaw puzzle to fit together, and they just fundamentally don't. So no, I don't take this as proof of anything, because you still can't explain in even the most basic terms how you got to where you were. And until I see some kind of explanation for that I can at least apply rational thought to, because anybody who's got any experience doing what she's claimed to have done here knows that what she's saying is just nonsensical. I just need it to make sense, even without the certificate, the resident ID. I need what she's done to make sense in order to believe it. And it just doesn't. And it continues not to. So that to me says, well, if it doesn't make sense and it doesn't fit with any of the things that you would have to do, then they're not doing them. And they've gotten in there another way, and they should probably be more careful. But that's not who Foodie is, and we will continue to see how this goes. It is currently the 9th of May. She has her tourist visa until the end of May, but I believe it can be extended by a month. She wasn't successful in doing that the first time, but we'll see. And I guess we'll see how this goes. We'll see what excuse she comes up with. I seriously thought she was going to go all the way back to Canada, not to get her cat and to sue FFG, as she claimed to on a community post, but just as an excuse to get out of there. But we'll see. I mean, she can't keep a secret to save her life. We will see. And until that moment comes, I will leave you there. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.